Welcome to the Big Movie Mouth-Off, sponsored by Broovy Cinema Pub, where we are today to review more movies. I'm Jeff Weiss from MSN Entertainment.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with SLUG Magazine.
Broovy Cinema Pub, where you can check out Big Movie Mouth-Off in between showings. Our next movie that we're reviewing is Nowhere Boy, and a biographical drama about young John Lennon, played in this movie by Aaron Johnson, who you may remember from Kick-Ass.
Who does a really good job of this.
Oh, why can God make me Elvis?
Because he was saving you for John Lennon. Glasses. Glasses. Glasses, John!
I'm suspending you both. Questions? Any chance I can get the magazine back, sir?
Don't lie to me, John Lennon. Without me, you would be in a children's home. Just remember that.
I found out where your mom lives.
She'll hurt you, you know that, don't you?
He does, and I was not really sold on Aaron Johnson in Kick-Ass. I thought he was insolent, but not effective. In Nowhere Boy, interestingly, John Lennon is written as sort of a jerk.
He is. And like what I love about it though is that you've got this story. I mean, John Lennon, come on, everybody knows Beatles, got it.
Right.
But what's funny is that this film doesn't mention, I don't even think it says Beatles once.
John,
Your boyfriend wouldn't be happy now, would he?
he's not my boyfriend.
What is he then?
He's my cousin.
Where are you going? For a quick chat. At the moment, you're going nowhere. There's nowhere full of geniuses, sir. So I probably do belong there.
It just focuses on the years of about, I think, 15 years old, about 18 years old.
Right.
And I used to know a lot about the Beatles, but not this side of it, not this side of John Lennon. And God, what an interesting childhood this guy had.
Yeah, he was basically brought up by an aunt.
Yep.
Sort of a cold, aloof aunt who is played perfectly by Kristen Scott Thomas, who is an ice queen.
If she does not get nominated and possibly win an Oscar for this role, I will be shocked.
Yeah, she
for
is
real.
She is really, really good in it. And there's a lot about the story of John Lennon meeting his biological mother and how this sort of ignited his interest in rock and roll music.
Yeah, it's kind of like it reminded me of that the old Pepsi commercial where it showed Jimi Hendrix walking down the sidewalk, or young Jimmy, and looking at the seeing the guitar and wow, he's it's kind of like that because you see this kid who's a troublemaker, a ladies' man, doesn't care about life, just cutting class all the time, and then he learns how to play guitar, and then and starts wanting to impersonate Elvis, and then all of a sudden, who comes into the room? A young Paul McCartney.
Yes.
And they form the Quarrymen, and then you just see this like amazing thing happening before your eyes of something that's going to change the world. But they're only 15 to 16 years old. They have no idea what's coming for them, and that's what I love about it.
I'm gonna start a rock and roll group. You've been picked to be in my band.
We don't know how to play.
You don't have to know. What's important is I've chosen you. I'm John. Paul.
John, your little friend's here.
It's my buddy Holly, look. Good. Are we ready to do this, boys? If we're gonna do this, we should write our own stuff. I write stuff, not songs, more poetry, Add a tune to that and you got a song.
Well, and I mentioned Aaron Johnson playing a jerky version of John Lennon. I think a lot of the faults usually with biographical dramas, especially ones dealing with musicians, they really try to soften the edges and provide that character arc where they go from jerk to sympathetic.
Yeah.
In Nowhere Boy, I'm not quite sure we ever get to that point where we really think of John Lennon as the sweetness and light.
A good guy.
He's still sort of a jerk.
Yeah, he really is, and but the way he does it is really well. Now, I do have one kind of problem with this, and it's not like it destroys the film by any means, but the relationship that Lennon has with his biological mother when it first starts out, it's a little creepy to me.
It's a lot
creepy.
Yeah, it's a little
lot
incesty.
creepy.
Yeah,
It's weird, and for me, I really couldn't tell at first who this woman was, because I'm like, Mom? Is it a cousin? Is it like some fan who just likes
Yeah, they're
young
hugging
kids?
on a bed.
Jesus,
They're hugging on a bed, and it's kind of creepy. It's kind of gross. And I think it's granted an even creepier pull knowing that Aaron Johnson, who played John Lennon,
Yep.
wound up shacking up with his much older filmmaker after Sam Taylor Wood after the film.
Put a little sliver of that into.
Yeah, I think this may have ignited his taste for older women.
Maybe it did. It's the only part of the film where I was kind of sitting there going, what's going on? Like, why? Really? I don't know if mother and son should act like this, because hell, I don't. So,
Yeah.
but going back to the acting, Aaron Johnson nails this role. But like I said again, Kristen Scott Thomas,
She is a terrific, underrated actress.
she really is. And you call her an ice queen, but if any character demands this type of
Right.
category, this is it. So for me, I loved it. I give it 3.5 stars based on the performances and just such an interesting take on a cultural icon.
Right. I really enjoyed the performances. Biographical dramas are not one of my favorite genre because, especially of figures that we know where their story winds up, and we do know where his story winds up. And despite what you may try to do in terms of character depictions and how sympathetically they're portrayed, they're really by the numbers. And this is, for its performances, still a standard issue, by the numbers, predictable drama. It's not exceptional in that regard.
Off the handbag.
And is this with the new group? What are they called again?
Do you care?
What makes it noteworthy is the subject matter and the performances, and for that I give it 3 stars.
You know what? I'm just glad they didn't do a baby Yoko Ono, complaining about how she was going to ruin his life.
Barking like a seal.
Burn.